What's up? What's up, everybody? This is Strange Flow, or Will, my real name. Okay, I wanted to, I'm starting to try to do like tutorial videos or just help videos or whatever you want to call them. Just, I don't know, a blog, a video blog, or a video series or whatever. Whenever I think of some, good advice or have an idea about something I could share. And I was thinking about um, a few years back, I had some friends. I'm not going to name names, but they had an idea for a company, and I want to tell you here's why they failed. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with trying something and fucking failing. There's nothing wrong with that. Right? If you try something and you fail, you fucking get back on the horse and try again. And that's how it works. And failure shouldn't be so looked down on in our society, and it is. But that's another issue, and I will go into that, I'm sure. But so anyway, these guys, they were friends of mine, and they had this idea to start like a record label, right? And I asked them if I could be a part of it, but it was kind of their thing, and I kind of came in while they already had decided they were going to do it. So okay, but they were going to go about it the old guard way. You know what I mean? Like the business school way, and not just to say like fuck business school. I'm not trying to just say that. It's just that like what worked, decades ago might not work now. You know what I mean? Like I know we're in Michigan, but Motown's been dead for how long? I mean, like, and it's not just because of Napster, but I mean, it's not. It's actually nothing to do with Napster. Detroit just collapsed, but that's the point is like we live in a different time than like I offered. I was like, "You guys gonna do a website?" And they kind of like brushed that off, like, well, maybe like as like an afterthought, like maybe we'll have a website. And I was just like, okay, and I stayed out of it. Like I was just kind of listening to them because I was just like, man, these guys don't know what they're doing. And I tried to help, but they, I'm not saying like record labels that I've started are like making hundreds of millions of dollars every fucking month. I'm not saying that. But to have a business, to have a music business, and to not be online, and this is just a few years ago. This is just like earlier this decade, right? And my arm's getting tired. I'm gonna hold this one now. But okay, so here's why they failed. Okay, they never got going in the first place. They wanted to do physical releases, like physical, like a label, a record label for like local bands, right? Which sounds cool. They wanted to do physical, like actual promote, like actual CDs, and they didn't have a business plan. Number one, they had no plan. They didn't know if they're gonna hire a service to print the CDs or do it themselves. They'd probably get bored doing it themselves. They'd probably try that at first to save money, because why not? But they probably get bored with that because it can get boring. But really, number two, they were fucking getting high all the time, and I'm not trying to make some like anti-weed PSA or whatever the fuck, but like they were just lazy. They were just fucking. It was like a pie in the sky dream. Like, let's start a record label. The internet, what? No, it's like well, they were doing it the old guard way, but they were just like, yeah, let's start a record label. No business plan. You know, no, long-term goals, short-term goals, really, except like let's get. Oh, this artist is pretty good. Let's see if we can get them. Oh, and we have a band. Let's get. So they had a couple short-term things, but really no business plan. So they didn't know the distribution. They didn't know like how they're gonna go about that. They didn't know. They were lazy because they were getting high all the time and getting lazy all the time. And three, they didn't have any web presence. They didn't want a web presence. They didn't think about that. They didn't even care about that. Which, if you're selling music, you can set up a Bandcamp, a SoundCloud, or whatever. Have a some kind of website at least. You know, something you could sell on your website. Sell MP3s, sell CDs on your website. At least have some you know, like they didn't have any. What do you call it? What's the phrase? Let me switch hands again. I was holding this phone. It's not that heavy. I need to work out and get these arms a little bit more, get a little bit more strength in these fucking arms. But so I can hold this phone for more than 10 seconds. But the the organization of labor, like the management of like who was gonna do what. Like they sort of talked about that, but it was really up in the air. They were all kind of wanting to do the same thing. Like, yeah, let's start a label. Let's do it. It's like this isn't like, I mean, they had no idea what they were doing, and they were so afraid of, not afraid, but they didn't recognize that, hey, people get music online. They got music online. They probably fucking downloaded and torrented like a million things. You know, at that point, I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't run a record label selling CDs if that's what they want to do, but have a business plan, an organization of labor or organization of, you know, who does what, whatever, you know, have goals, short term and long term. Maybe they had a couple short term goals, but long term, no. Don't get fucking high all the time. If it's gonna keep you fucking lazy, don't be lazy if you're gonna do that shit. And did I mention have a web presence again? Did I like have something, anything? Like, I mean, you could, and that can make or break your little empire. If you know, if you have like no website, I don't know. It's just they were looking at it from just like, well, this is how it would have been done in 1980. I don't know what. No, I mean it's just like there's so many reasons to do things completely differently than how you're probably taught, you know, in business. And oh man, you can't be super fucking lazy and expect to get it done. And you and you should probably get a web presence. So anyway, those are my tips for if you're gonna start a business. And they didn't even get off the ground and fail and then get back up and try again because they didn't even get rolling. They didn't even get started because they were high. It's unfortunate. They probably don't even remember this idea now, you know? But it could have been something, getting a bunch of local artists, but they didn't do it. And so that's, I guess, my advice, you know, just like I was saying, you know, don't procrastinate every minute, you know, and don't just do things, don't just go about things in the old guard way just because that's how you're supposed to do them. Because that's how, you know. No, be open to new technologies like the one that they probably use to get most of their music, the internet, you know. So, anyway, just wanted to share this because it was on my mind. I was just thinking about this, kind of reminiscing about, you know, old shit like from, it was a few years ago. Probably turn of the decade, somewhere 2010-ish, somewhere around there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the internet's gotten better since then, but you know, there's more opportunities now for musicians. But there were still definitely opportunities then to get online with your music. So yeah, it's just ridiculous. Don't do what they did. That's my recommendation. So I'm gonna hopefully get a bunch more of these videos up here, not just about this, but you know, this specific thing. But I mean, like a bunch of ideas about business, about the whole thing with thebusinesspunk.com, like the whole idea of being an entrepreneur, an independent entrepreneur and going about things, in your own way, but efficiently and getting your shit done and being financially stable and thriving and thriving and having the life that you fucking want and that you choose, and if you want to be a digital nomad, do it. If you want to be just a mogul or a under the radar mogul or a niche mogul or whatever the fuck, or you want to just make a living and stay where you are and not move at all. All right, cool. That's there's a range of different possibilities for people who I get drop out, of the 9 to 5 thing, and so I want to go into that. So anyway, all right, good video, first video. All right, see you later.